Good evening. It's a beautiful day. I thank God Almighty for this wonderful day. Wonderful day. It's another day of the Lord. It's a day that God made for us to be happy and to be glad. Let's rejoice, for our God is above all. Welcome to the Case and Consulting Platform. I'm Jude Emmanuel Kebomatita. It's a platform where we meet to discuss our lives, to discuss our addictions, to discuss our relationship, be it marriage, relationship and what have you, to discuss other matters. It's a time for us to interact with one another and to find out the good things that life has brought for us. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. I know it's been a while, but yes, there are lots of things on the table. Lots. But today, I will dwell on value. What value do you represent? What is your value? What is your standard? You see, value attracts. Value attracts. What is the standard that you've made for yourself? The things which act as a boundary. The things which are your principles that you are living for. As a man, what principle do you have? As a woman, what principle do you have? What standards have you set for yourself? What barrier have you made? If you have a home and you make a fence and you have security around, what type of security do you create for your environment? Now, I'm talking about our character. I'm talking about our individual selves. You as a person, you as a woman, you as a man. What value have you created for yourself? People don't just love you because they want to love you. People are attracted to you because of certain things that you possess, certain qualities that you possess, certain personality traits that you have. Those are the things that makes people to come towards you. It makes a man to be attracted to you. What value do you have? What are your boundaries that you set for yourself? You see, it's important to have such things. It's important to have a boundary, especially when you are dealing with relationships, especially when you are dealing with one another. For somebody to come to your life, that person must understand who you are. That person must understand your personality trait. He must understand your character. Background plays a very important role. How you perceive life. The direction that you want your life to go. What values have you created for yourself? Your anticipation, what do you want to be in future? How are you planning that future? Who do you want to be associated with? And your surrounding, who are those that you're associated with? A man wants to see those things. A woman wants to see those things. Now, you see, women most often ask themselves these questions. What do men want from us? What will I do to keep a man? Women always ask that question. What do I do to keep a man? I started here to talk about values. What is the value that you possess that can attract a man? Now, if a particular value that you have attracted somebody, attracted a man, what makes that man to stay is how you handle the value that he saw in you. It's how you handle it. You create boundaries. And when he comes, you will see that, this is a fence. I cannot pass through this wall. If I pass through this wall, it means I've gone out of the house. That man will understand that value. But because of desperateness, some of us are desperate. Some of us, because they always tell you, society always tell your clock is ticking. Very soon you will not have a man. Society always tell you how you become so educated, men are afraid of you. Society always tell you that because you've amassed a lot of wealth, people will not come closer to you. Society will tell you so many other vices. You are a man, look at you. You are going to your 40s. No man will come for you. Then, what do? You start bringing down your value. The principles that you've created for yourself, that have worked for you for all these years, you start putting them down. You start breaking down your walls. The security that you created, you start breaking them down. But you forget to understand that that security was so tight, and that is that security that has kept you alive for 40 years, has kept you alive for 30 years, has kept you alive for 25 years. The security has made you to amass the wealth that you have, has made you to get the education that you have. But now, because you want a man, out of desperation, you start bringing down your security. And what happens? When you bring down your security, what happens? Thieves will enter and they will steal. They will steal. Men will come and they will take what they want to take and they will go. Why? Because you can't keep them. Because you brought down your value. They saw you as a girl with lots of potentials. A girl that has value. Now, when they come, what happens? What do they see? They see a cheap girl. They see a woman who is just desperate. You are prepared to drop every single thing that you had because you need that man. Because you need that man, you forget your values. And you think you can keep the man. You can't. Because he was attracted to you because of a certain value that you possess. He was attracted to you because of a particular progress that you've had. He was attracted to you because of the character that you had, the personality trait that you had. That is what brought him to you. And when he came, he discovered that those things are no longer there. What happens? He starts looking for them. Scarcity creates value. We learn that in economics. And that is what we know. In our life, it operates like that. In our relationship, that is how it is. Men will come, you say, this man just come, they use me and go. You start asking yourself questions, but look at yourself. The value that you had. The you that the man fell in love with, is it the same you? Ask yourself that question. Am I that same person that he admired and fell in love with? Am I that person? No, because you thought you want to keep him. Because you thought you want to, you started accepting things that you don't accept. You started bringing down your standard. You start by bringing down your standards. You start by bringing down your standards. He saw that, it is easy. I thought this woman is tough. But no, she's nothing. Any man can have her. Because of the way she came towards me. Because of the way I live with her. It means I can have her. My brothers, my sisters, please, don't trade your value for anything else. Because your value is your security. And by the time you allow your security to be breached, what happens is that the men will come and they will go. They will go. And that becomes a problem. That becomes a problem. Very soon you start asking yourself this question. What do men really want? If a man wants you for a keep, he has seen something in you that he admires. And when he comes, please, be yourself. Most often, we tend to forget a particular character trait and try to please another one. We want to please the society. Because you want him to keep you, you want to please him. If you are a very disciplined woman, a woman that don't go out, a woman that don't want a man to be going to bars or something like that or coming back late at night, you are disciplined. You don't want your husband to be out after 10. You don't want your husband to go to nightclubs and things like that. You were disciplined. And that man saw that, hey, this is this woman. I've never seen this woman out. This woman is that type that wants to be indoors. This woman is that type that don't want to go anywhere. She's so respected. No, this my lifestyle will change when I meet this woman. Because of this woman, I will not be able to go out. Because of this woman, I will not be able to meet my friends at night. That man has that in his head, but he can never tell you. And when it comes to you, you find out accepting. What happens? The friend come and say, please, I want to go out. I want to go to a nightclub. It is a position to make him to understand that that is not my lifestyle. If you are for me, you have to stop these things. What did you do? No, because you want to keep him. He said, okay, but you don't like it. Now he goes out. When he goes 1, 2, 3 times, he asks himself this question, babe, I came because I never wanted this particular part. I came because I want this woman to compliment me so that I will fight this particular thing. But what happened? This woman that I thought is so tough, this woman had a very strong value. What happened? This woman has allowed me to be going out. It means this is how cheap this woman was. Now, that thing that he wanted from you is no longer there. What happens? He starts looking for it somewhere else. And you say the man is going out. The man, what do this man want? No, the man wanted something that he saw in you. But you let it out. You made it to go out. That is a problem. And that is a problem that we encounter every single day of our lives. Because we try to bring down our standards to accommodate another. We try to bring out our standard because we feel that when we bring down our standards, somebody will like us. Look, let me tell you something. When gold is in a shop, the price never comes down. The buyer will leave from one continent to another just to look for that gold. Because there is value in it. That gold, the value of that gold is standard. People will leave from various places to come to look for that gold. The gold never depreciates. The value of the gold stands. It stands at that particular point. It stays that particular direction and that dimension. That is what happens. Now, if you maintain your standard, you are that gold that will stay in that same position. You are that gold, that the value of that gold will never drop. You are there. Let me tell you something. That person that values that gold, that person that understands that gold, that person that knows the importance of that gold, that person is coming to pick up that gold. And that person will value that gold, because when you buy a gold, it means what? You bought an expensive commodity. You value it, we trade with it, we care, we caution. You come for it and you stand by it. Let me tell you something. That man will not go. That man will not leave you. Because the value that he saw, that is the same value that you are maintaining. He said, this is what I bargained for. And I have gotten exactly what I want. And he will stand by you. Please, don't know why you value. People will tell you that you are so tied up. People will tell you that this education, you're only going to school. You will never have a man. Let me tell you something. Create value for yourself. That man that loves that education, that man wants to see a woman that is up there. That particular man is somewhere looking, searching, and he will find that goal. Move from one continent to another to look for you because you are valued. Let me tell you something, you're a child of God. God created every man in his own way and his own path. And in everything that God created you to attract who belongs to you. He has created a man for you. But what? You have to sell yourself. Your attitude will sell you. You will sell you, not me. I cannot sell you, but you have to sell you. How do you sell you? Because it's only you that has yourself. It's only you that will sell you. And it's only you that will make the man to go. For instance, if the man have had you, what happens? Your attitude will keep him. Sometimes we say, yes, but he had me better. He has changed. This man can always change. He has gone outside the side chick. Let me ask you something. What do you think that man is going out there to look for? Many times I say, and I always say these things, men are visual beings. They are attracted to what they see. Why don't you think a man can just be attracted to what he has seen somewhere, but he has not given his soul or his body for that thing? Why is he going out there? The side chicks that you are complaining about, what made him to go to that side chick? What is he looking that you don't have? When he goes there, what do? Hyper woman, you pick up your telephone, you scroll through his phone, see a number, you call the lady and you start ranting. This is my man, this is my man. Let me tell you something, you've lost it. When he comes back, the next minute you are from this woman again, you start nagging. What happened? They make the house become uncomfortable for him. He cannot rest, he cannot stay. What happens? I will better go that way. And the man leaves you and go back and meet the person that you've called, the person you've insulted. And what would the side chick say? What type of woman do you have that cannot protect you? What type of woman do you have that will just be insulting you like that? And what are you doing? The man will stand and say, is that the woman I have in the house? You are selling your man outside. At the end of the day, the woman was outside. We take your man. Look, you have value. You have everything to keep your man. But it relies on you how you utilize them. I'm not saying that it is right that men will go out there and do things which are wrong, but let me tell you something. If that is your own, he did something, what do you have? Create a value. That man will go out there and be with that woman for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You see that 20 minutes, how much you have the man for the whole of their life. That 20, when he comes back, he will remember, the man will be the one with guilt all over his body. You'll be moving, you are not saying anything. The man will be ashamed. You prepare everything, prepare the table, everything. Oh, darling, this is it. That same man will stand and say, hey, what am I doing out there? Let me come back home. Because a man wants a home. A man wants peace. That is why the Bible is talking about respect. Woman, respect your man. Why? A man wants respect. That is why they are attracted to a woman that they say is submissive. But for me, I say a woman that respects the man. And a woman will also be attracted to a man that values her. Values her. A man that will not look at her in the eye and say, but I have a woman there. What can you do about it? No. A woman that even if he accuses the man will kneel down. The man will say, Mama, sorry. I don't even know what come over me. I never even did this thing. It's not me. Not that the man doesn't know that the woman called him, but the man will say, no, please, I will not do this. Look, let me tell you something. We are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Everybody can make a mistake. But how you go about it is another thing. How you go about it is another thing. Sometimes we give this, what we call side chick or side men out there, we give them lots of power based on the information that we ourselves will give to them. Based on the information that we let out. Keep your circle small. Keep your circle small. How many friends do you have? Every time you are out there telling your friends, oh, my man did this, he brought this for me, he did this for me, he did this for me. That woman don't have a man that does something like that for her. She becomes jealous. She becomes jealous. The spirit of jealousy sets in. Envy sets in. The woman wants to have a taste of that your man. Oh, he fucks me well. And what do you think? I say, hi. If this man can do this, it means if I have this man, that is the same way that you fuck me. And what are you talking about? What do you see? What do you see? You make that woman start having appetite for your man. That woman start to dress in a particular way when he sees your husband. He start to make herself available for the man. Before you know, the woman find a way to have a piece of the man. Let me tell you, most often now some men cheat. It is not because they want to cheat. It is because they are placed in a situation where they are weak. Not every man is strong. There are some that have will that cannot do it, but some are not. Know your man, know your husband. What type of will does your husband have? You know it. Some have weakness when it comes to women. You know that if you know your man has a weakness, protect the man because you know his weakness. Protect his weakness. If you know your woman has a weakness, that is why it is marriage. Protect your woman. Protect your woman from her weakness. Protect her. Strengthen her in her weakness. That is why you have her. You need to strengthen her in her weakness. That is when you need her. Look, relationship is sweet. Marriage is sweet. For those who understand. Relationship is sweet for those who understand. But it is complicated for those that don't want to understand. Your value will create you. Your value will make a way for you. Your value will attract who? That is compatible to you. People see your value because of your actions. People see you. They know how you carry your body. They know how you comport yourself. People see the way you talk, the way you do things. They see your actions. They know who you are. Look, let me tell you something. There are some women out there that stroll on the street, you see. Men are afraid to talk to them. Men, boys, they are afraid to just approach them. They are afraid. Because of the way the women, they carry themselves. Because of the way they carry themselves, young boys, people who are not serious, they're afraid to even stand in front of them. They're afraid. They build up a personality that is so great that only the ones that have heart, only the ones that know what they want, only the ones with a good mind will come towards them because they've made themselves to be that way. The company, any man that will go towards them, it's a man of substance. He will not be a man that doesn't have substance. Because you look at them, you fear. You are afraid even to stand in front of them. There are so many women like that. And how? Because of the way they dress. They dress responsibly. They cover areas that they are supposed to cover. Let me ask you something. Now the new trend outside, your boobs must be out. Your bust must be out. You must wear that short thing that has to reach here. Everywhere must be out. Now, scarcity creates value. You've shown me everything and you want me to value you. Ladies, ask yourself, the same men will say we want short skirt, this real mini skirt, this short one. The same men will say we want to see the boobs. For what? But that same man, when they want to get married, they are looking for a woman that covers the body. I'm not saying that you have to wear long skirts as if you know. You have to wear something decent. They are decent but sexy way to dress. You are talking about sexy. The word sexy is what? Sexy, sex. So what do you want a man to see? You want to dress sexy. Use the word sexy. You want the man to fuck you. So you dress in a way that his appetite will be so high that he wants to have you. That's exactly what you are doing. And then when he comes to you and he tells you, he makes advances to you, and the first thing he's demanding is to fuck. What do? You say, no, I'm not cheap. How will you see me like that? Look at the way you dress. How exposed you are. You are saying that you are sexy. You are sexy. Sexy. You are attracting him to come and do what? That is what you are selling. You are selling your body. It means that's the most valuable thing that you have. What has come up over our girls these days? What? You don't even know where to wear dresses. You go to church, you find them. No value. That is why you need a man. That is why you go with short skirt. That is why you go with mini this. That is why you wear tight fitting jeans. Every single thing. To show your contours out, to show everything out. You forget to understand that men are attracted to what they see. That man will stand in church. He has come to church because he wants to pray. But in front of him, there's a big ass that he's seen. And you expect that man to concentrate. No. That man will look at that as that man will be distracted. Let me tell you something. You are the cause of that man's distraction. Whether you like it or not, that is what you did. That is what you did. We stand outside there and we say, look at our priest. This one there. You are the very ones that go there. You dress in a funny way to attract them. And we stand. You tempt them. And finally, the ones that are weak, they fall into that temptation. The next minute, they are bad people. Let me ask you something. What are your intentions to you to dress like that? When you get up from your bed and say, I want to look sexy, what's on your mind? What's on your mind? What is on your mind? It is time that we look at ourselves. It is time, women, dress modestly. Please. Be modest in the way you do your things. In the way you do your things. Look, I'm a man. I will also see that butt I'm attracted to. I will also see that boobs I'm attracted to. I will look and I will see. Yes, I'm attracted to what I will see. And what do you think is on my mind? I once told a girl that was dating, I said, do you know what? Do you know why so many men are looking after you? And you go everywhere and say, yes, you think you're because you are beautiful. You think you're because you are beautiful. No. When they look at you, they undress you with their eyes. They look at the board, they think, how will I get inside? They look at your boob, they calculate, how will I suck that nipple? That is what is in their brain. That is what they see. When you are passing, they say, how will I get this? And they are prepared to give you the money that you want to give. Say, this man is doing a lot. He's sacrificing for me. He has given me this. He has given me this million. He has given you that million. For what? There's something that he needed and that you sold. You sold your body for him to see and like. He's paying for it. And if he pays for it, what happens? He will do anything to keep it. To keep it just for the keep. That man might have another woman. And that woman, go and see the woman at home. Very responsible. Look at you outside. You are the one that wants to be sexy. You are the one that wants to be sexy. Now, let me tell you something. You see, I've had lots of counseling sessions. And so many problems are occurring now in our society. Based on these things. We lost the value that we are supposed to have. We've lost it. We've lost it. We had value. But at a certain point in time, we trade the value because we thought you are desperate, you need to keep this man. Because society will say that this woman, an old woman like that, look at her going this age, she has not gotten married. Marriage has become everything. That is why divorce rate is so high. Why is it so high? Because we don't get married for the right reasons anymore. We get married only because we want to fulfill all righteousness. Not because we love the person. Not because we can sacrifice for the person. Because the love we are talking of in marriage is the sacrificial love. It's not the erotic love that you are looking for. It's not the emotional type of love that we are seeking for. A man can build a woman in as much as a woman can build a man. You can pick a woman from the gutters and make that woman the queen that nobody has ever seen. You can pick a man from the gutters and make that man a king that no one has ever seen. And that man will worship you and adore you. And that woman will worship you and adore you. All what we want is ready-made goods. Ready-made goods. We don't want to work together anymore. Ready-made goods. Ready-made. You want a man that has mansions. You want a man that has made it in life. Ask yourself this: what am I bringing on the table? The value that you have will determine the respect that you will get in that marriage. The value is not only property. Value might be your intelligence. Value might be your ideas, business ideas. Value might be the family value that you have. How you can handle family. Value might be your relationship with family, with cousins, with aunties, with uncles, with mother-in-law, father-in-law. That can be your value. That can be your value. That can be something that a woman admires. That can be something that you bring on top of the table and the woman can bring to you. That woman that you are getting married might make your mother happy. Might add another year in your mother's life. That man that you are getting married might add another year in your mother's life. Look, it's the value you create, the value that you bring. What value do you have? What? Are you empty? Are you empty? Money will never give happiness. Those who are wealthy will tell you that. It is not money that gives happiness. It's peace of mind. How many houses can you stay in at the same time? How many beds will you sleep at the same time? Most business people, wealthy people, what they do, they still go to hotel and pay, but they have mansions that hotel cannot stand. But they still go to hotels. Why? They are looking for comfort. If your home is not comfortable enough, will you stay there? If you come home every single day with a nagging woman, every single day with a man that cannot stand you, with a man that only insults you, abuse you, can you stand that? And yet, we wallow in these things. Yet we go to church and meet our pastors, we meet our priests. And what we tell them, I can't be with this man. What happened? They will tell you, go to the Bible. The Bible says you cannot divorce. The Bible says you cannot do this. And most of them have lost their lives. Because they want to manage. They want to manage something that was not there in the first place. They want to manage relationship that was not there. Relationship that was not made by God, was made by you. Because sometimes we take decisions and we say that it is God that took that decision. No, but you are the architect of your decision. It was not God's hands, was not in it. Most often we go to the pulpit, they ask you, will you be obedient to the man? Will you marry him? In times of good and time, I say, yes, I do. But there you are saying, I do. You are looking at the woman and you say, just give me that child, let me go. You are looking at the woman, just give me these papers, let me go. You are looking at the woman, you say, let me have her money and let me go. You, the woman, you are looking at that man. They say very soon I'll reach menopause. I need this child. Let me go. After all, I have money. I can take care of myself. Oh, they say society say I cannot get married. Let me just get married and let me go. Now, pastor is asking you this. Do you love him? You say yes. But in your thoughts, what do you have? I need this man because of this purpose. And you are saying that God put that marriage together when God sees the heart. No, from inception, that marriage was wrong. The foundation was wrong. Because when you are getting married to him, your love was not part of it. It was interest. That was it. It was interest. Most of the marriages that have failed, let me tell you something. It is going to the foundation. You discover that the reason for them to get married was not the reason that God wanted. It was not the agape love. It was not that sacrificial love that God gave his only son for us to sacrifice. It was not that type of love. It was love, conditional love, that I need to get this. When I get this thing, I'm out. And after you've gotten that thing, what do? You start looking for excuses. And when you come for counseling, what happened? No, he's disrespectful. He has done this. She has done this. She has done that. You know the real reason. You know why you want to leave. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Why? We are deceiving ourselves. But let me tell you something. Any marriage that was placed in that true foundation, that right foundation, problems will come, because there's no marriage without issues. Issues will come, but let me tell you something. Let me shock you. Those issues will be resolved. No matter how difficult they are, they'll be resolved, because God's hand was in it in the first place from day one. That is why the Bible says, when God has put together, no man put asunder. Because at that particular time, God put it together because both of you, your mind was for that marriage. You both wanted to get married. Not for anything else, but because of the love you shared for one another. And God was in that particular marriage because God lived in our hearts. And your mind, your soul that God dwells in, God dwells only in a good soul. A soul that tells the truth. A soul that will always say the truth and nothing but the truth. Any marriage that has gone sour, that is irreconcilable, let me tell you something. It is because from inception it was different. Quote me anywhere. Let them come and testify. They will say, I have cancelled so many marriages. I myself, inclusive. Why did I had to divorce my ex? Forget about her. What was my reason when I went there, I met her, I wanted to get married to her? What was my reason? I just want a woman and need a child. It is high time I need a hardworking woman. That was my reason for getting married. Is that the reason to get married? And after many years, after 11 years, everything fell apart. What did I do? I have to sit to blame the woman. No. I accept responsibility. I don't know what's on her mind. I cannot say what was on her mind. But in my mind, was that the reason? Do I have courtship? No. I just wanted to do something at that time. I mean, I don't want to go to Africa. I just need a woman here where I can make life together. That's all I needed. That is all did I ask the face of God? No. That is all I needed. Was it enough? No. I'm talking out of experience. I'm saying it because I know it. Many years, many things have come. Many things entangled out of it. So many other things came. Why did it come? It came because from day one, there was a mistake. And when you are building a foundation in the house of God, because marriage is an institution created by God, when you are building a foundation that belongs to God, it has to be God's way and God's way only. If it is not, you are wasting your time. Value yourself. Value yourself. Value yourself. The person that values you will come. Don't lower your standards. Don't lower your standards for anything else. Most of us, we have lowered our standards because of what I'm saying. We have lowered our standards, and that is why tomorrow we regret in our lives. Because we lower our standard. Don't pretend. We pretend. We have a certain standard, but we pretend. We pretend. We are waiting only for the last moment. What last moment? When after I've gotten married, there's a ring now in my finger. Okay, I can do anything that I want. You are looking for that ring. Look, let me tell you something. It is easy to wear this ring, but to take it off is difficult. It's one of the most hardest things that you ever do, to take that ring off. I've been through that process. It is difficult. It's not something that I wish you, it's not something I wish anybody. To put it is easy. It was you and the woman. To take it off, maybe children have come into play. Family members, everybody have come into play. Friends and well-wishers that came there. That you made a declaration in front of everybody. Took an oath in front of everybody. I will love and cherish woman for the rest of my life. In front of everybody, you made that declaration. Now you want to take it off. Do you think it's an easy thing? It's not a walk in the park. Think well. Those who are there, God can still change your situation. You might have entered the relationship with a different motive. But let me tell you something. Along the line, when you discover that I came to this motive, but you discover, no, this is not what I want. I want to marry this woman for real. I want to marry this man for real. Go down on your knees. Go down on your knees and bend your knees and ask God for mercy. Ask God that you made a mistake. Please correct it. God will direct you and you correct that marriage. God will direct you and that marriage will be corrected. It doesn't mean when you made the mistake and you can still divorce. No, you can still go down. Remember, the Bible says until two agrees. Two agrees. You must be in agreement. Because not only you, I can want this marriage to work, but the point is, the other partner, does she or he wants it to work? If she says no, it cannot work. If you say no, it cannot work. Now, if you want it to work, you must go down on your knees and talk to your God. If you are a Muslim, there's Allah, talk to him. Whatever God you believe in, go down on your knees and talk to that God. Let me tell you something. It works. It works. But I believe in the Almighty Creator, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nissi. I believe in God Almighty, the Creator of heaven and earth. And that nothing that He does is for anything. Sometimes God passes you through fire. Look, let me tell you something. Gold will pass through fire before you see it glittering. Sometimes you pass through those things because God wants to teach you something. Sometimes, let me tell you something. Stop hating your exes. Don't hate them. Don't hate them. Let me tell you, because after that relationship, there's something that you've learned from it. Your mentality will not be the same again. You thought that you are going through hell, but you are going through a learning process. A learning process. And when you are done with that learning process, oh, let me tell you something. The way you'll be wise, the way your life will move on, you will not believe it. Oh, I tell you that from experience. Because let me tell you something. I give it every single thing for my wife now. Every single thing, every mistake I made, I've corrected them. I'm still work in progress. I'm still correcting a lot. I did not know these things that I'm talking to you now. I did not know most of them. Yes, some I learned through experience. Some I've read, I've studied. Some I've listened to counsels. And I know how to choose good and bad counsel. God has perfected my brain, brought me closer to Him, for I know what I'm saying. I know it. And it can happen for you. And it can work for you. God is almighty. He never say a lie. He will do things for the right moment at the right time. When it is time, no matter how long it takes, it will come there for you. No matter how long it takes, that moment will be there for you, no matter how long it takes. God is there for you and He will come for you. That is how God operates. That is who God is. That is your God for you. Remember, value yourself. Value yourself. Your standard should be your standard. Don't change your standard because of a man. Don't change your standard because of a woman. Let them meet you, the same person that they admired. Let them meet the you that they fell in love with. They will still come back to that same you that they fell in love with. No matter where they go, they will come back to you because you remain you. You remain unique. The Bible says the truth will set you free. Say the truth. Truth is the most important weapon in this earth. You see, society might tell you bad. Society might say everything that they want to say. But that same society will vindicate you when the time comes. That's how it is. So don't bother. People will always say things. But you see that it will always come out. And when it does, those that did not believe in you will believe in you. Because look, your shine will always be there. You'll always be up there. Up there. You'll never come down. Let's respect each other in love and cherish one another. The value we create is the value that will attract. I hope I did not come to confuse you. but to bring more understanding on this subject matter, please take time to subscribe and press the notification bell. It might change your life. It might change your soul. What I say comes not only from me, but from above, from the wisdom that God gave me. If you follow it and listen to it, it will help you. Situations are not the same, they are different. But I'm open. So many people have contacted me. I'm open for any questions, anything that you want, counsel or anything. Just contact me. May God bless you. May God bless us all. Thank you, and thank you very much. Thank you for being part of this platform. Thank you for being part of this journey. God, in His infinite mercy, that started this journey for us to rediscover ourselves and put our lives in a better path. God will continue to perfect it. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.